Right, let's try another one, seeing as you were so good last time. Adam and Drew, plodding along, talking wrestling news.
That's good, that. Rosie and Jim.
He's got it in one. He's got it in one again. Let's look at the headlines.
Look at this picture of Shark Boy.
Oh, that's there too. Impact are said to be making a major play for a released WWE star. Got a bit of an update on Brock Lesnar. And we have the real reason for those recent NXT call-ups. Stay tuned. Kicking things off with some Impact news ahead of Slammiversary, and the company is said to be making a major play for a recently released WWE superstar, and that man is one Buddy Murphy. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave writing, "Don't know anything regarding AEW, but I do know that Impact is making a major play for the former Murphy." And I think that'd be a really nice fit for him.
Yeah.
Personally, though, I'd rather see him in AEW.
Yeah, that's true. I think he was talking to Chris Van Vliet as well, and he was saying he'd really like to face Sami Callihan though as well. Obviously, those two in not in Impact, in NXT. They were in NXT at the same time. I think they worked a lot of dark matches together, and I think that matchup would be fantastic. I'm sure there's multiple other WWE talent, like ex-WWE talent in Impact that would just gel really well with Buddy
he's
as well.
just one of the best. He's got chemistry with everyone. You can put him in the ring with literally anybody on your roster, and he'll give you gold every single time. And if he does fancy that Sami Callihan match, then maybe, just maybe, it will be for the Impact World title. But probably not, because Kenny Omega's going to win. I'm doing live reactions, by the way, to that. You can set a reminder now. That's on the channel. So who knows where Buddy Murphy will end up. He said that he's going to be teasing lots over the 90-day period leading to his ability to work again. You know what I mean. We've got an update on Brock Lesnar next in the wake of the Goldberg-Lashley news. Now, if you've not heard already, looks like Goldberg's coming back on Monday. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody is excited. Everybody is happy. So it looks like we're going to be getting Goldberg-Lashley at SummerSlam. But for a long, long while, we've been talking about the possibility of Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley for that title. Bit of an update here, once again from Dave, saying the Lesnar match was talked about a lot, but constantly denied. The feeling was that Lesnar isn't coming back for a number of shows right now, so he would have to lose. So he should. And those in the Reigns camp see Reigns versus Lesnar with the Heyman history as a big program, not to be weakened by Lesnar doing a job or doing a non-finish with Lashley right now. That second half definitely makes sense.
Yeah, without a doubt. But I think it's just a bit sad because I remember being a young one back in the day, around about like 2006ish, when Lashley was like really up and coming and everything, and just being like, oh my god, Lashley and Brock Lesnar together. That does genuinely seem like a dream match that we've been waiting for years and years and years. And I mean, it would be sad if we don't get that, but Brock and Roman with Heyman like in the middle between them both, I think that makes for just a more compelling story, personally.
I agree. I think the Bobby Lashley match, Bobby and Brock, has never been quite so alluring, just because they both got the MMA background now. Bobby Lashley, peak of his career.
Yeah.
But yeah, still the better story there is Roman versus Lesnar, without a doubt, with the Heyman stuff, as you say. So I maybe he would come back and do a one-off with Reigns and lose. But it sounds like they want to hold out for that, and they don't want to do that just yet, just because Roman's already got a lot on his plate, I guess. Next up, WWE, a bit of backstage news, bit of admin news. They are resuming wage increases and promotions. So PW Insider reported the company held an all-hands-on-deck meeting with employees, and they were told that raises and promotions will resume now. They were frozen all the way back in February of 2021, and a lot of people very, very unhappy about that, understandably, because the company is reporting record profits.
Yeah.
I mean, you can... Like, a lot of companies finding it very, very difficult at the moment, especially with COVID changing everything. But WWE freezing them at that sort of time, when they're making more money than ever, I can understand why that would leave a bit of a sour taste in one's mouth. But if you're working for WWE, you can now get a promotion or a wage increase. So get those positive reviews on Glassdoor. Next up, we got the real reason behind those recent NXT call-ups. We all know that Tegan Nox, or Nox, and Shotzi Blackheart, or Shotzi, are on SmackDown. We got Toni Storm coming up. We've got reports of the possibility of Bronson Reed, of Karrion Kross even, Scarlett as well, all looking like they're going to be heading to the main roster sooner rather than later. And we have a bit of insight as to why this is happening. What's the deal, Andrew?
Ooh, let me tell you. So big old Davey, Big Davey's been on one today. He says it's pretty obvious these were last-second calls since NXT have been running vignettes, pushing Nox's return. Obviously talking about Tegan Nox after her third major knee surgery.
Not Mike Knox.
Are we talking?
If only.
Is he coming back? The ECW mainstay, Mike Knox.
The legend.
Come on, boy. Come on. And on the 6th of July, was put in a program with Candice LeRae. Blackheart and Ember Moon were still being pushed as a team, and Storm was just starting to build for something with Sarray. All days before they appeared on SmackDown, NXT did take the North American title off Bronson Reed almost immediately, and he's been getting tryouts, obviously, for the main roster as well. This is the Vince McMahon MO, when business is down to start bringing in new characters with pushes right out of the gate with a feeling the upper card needs a freshening up. No matter what the company said publicly, when I saw those advances for the house shows, I knew Vince would be making a move. One person close to the situation noted exactly that when the advances came in, Vince addressed it by saying there was nobody new, fresh or exciting on the roster, and that's when he went to NXT with the idea of freshening up the roster with new faces who would be pushed hard right out of the box, or as obviously someone has put in here, or until he gives up on some of them quickly. So,
I mean, this follows the news that the house shows aren't drawing the numbers that they thought they would. They're a bit disappointed with these upcoming house show sales. So the idea is, bring in fresh faces, get people excited about these NXT call-ups, people that they haven't necessarily seen before if they don't watch NXT, and hopefully spike some of those sales as well. Who knows how any of these wrestlers are going to fare on the main roster? It's impossible to tell, but it's an interesting choice on Vince's part. If you it looks like he's taken away two of the top champions there. Yeah. If he gets Karrion and he gets Bronson Reed, which you got to believe that he probably will, then it's going to be a very different NXT as well.
Yeah, like those two guys, I feel like a lot of people have been saying Karrion Kross just doesn't feel right in NXT, and I kind of agree with that. But Bronson Reed, when he got that North American title, it was such a huge emotional moment for him. And then, as it says in this report, like it just got taken away from him, and that just felt strange. Like it didn't feel good. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if Vince is actually going to push these people until it's like it says, until he gets bored. But I really don't want it to stunt the growth of a lot of these wrestlers. And I feel like if they just get thrown onto the main roster, they could easily just get lost in the shuffle. And that's not, we really don't want that to happen, because there's some genuinely fantastic talent there. So.
Oh, for sure. Well, I for one can't wait to see the debut of the Funkasaurus Bronson Reed. Yes. Next up, Sean Waltman revealing a little tidbit that WWE are working on a post 9/11 SmackDown documentary. He's been filming with them some material on that episode of SmackDown, taking two days after the tragedy in New York, and the first mass public assembly in its aftermath as well. Really, really interesting documentary that'll make. A very, very emotional one for sure. We don't know a release date or anything like that, but look out for that, I guess, in the coming months. And we're going to finish off with a little heartfelt message from Bray Wyatt. Sister Amber, the Twitter user Wicked Wyatt Witch, and she's misspelled that actually, Wicked Wyatt Witch, put in a tweet out to Bray Wyatt saying, "We miss you, Bray, forever and always. You are our leader."
Ooh, gimmick infringement?
Yeah, a little bit. Bray Wyatt, just a quick response to this. I miss you guys too, believe me. And we miss you, Bray. We miss you. We don't know what's up with Bray. We don't know where he is. Reports have been contradictory, and we don't know, and we're not going to sit here and speculate. But Bray, if you are watching, then we hope you're well, and we do miss you. We're glad to hear that you miss us too.
Leader Bray. Leader Bray, yes.
that's it from us. I'm doing more streaming than I thought I was, by the way. We got loads of Money in the Bank content coming up, obviously, but also I'm doing SmackDown tonight because it's first weekly show in front of live crowds for a fair while. You got me Slammiversary tomorrow, Money in the Bank on Sunday, and then stay tuned for what happened for Graded and for WTF. Enjoy your weekend. It's bloody hot outside. Get out there, get yourself a bloody Solero, and just have fun. Just have a bit of fun, or a mini milk if you can't afford a Solero. They're about £2 now. Outrageous. See ya.